The Falling Raindrop by Neil Johnson and Joel Chin. So these two were working together in an advertising firm when they got the idea to write this book together. Neil Johnson tells us that his son was petrified of lightning, thunder, and rain. And one afternoon, standing at the window while it poured outside, he asked me if the raindrops were scared too. The answer became this story. Joel Chin was an art director at that same firm, and he and Neil worked on this book while putting in long hours bouncing ad campaign ideas. Growing up in tropical Asia has allowed Joel to experience rain showers almost daily. He says that the raindrop shows how one should live life to the fullest, a simple metaphor for life. So we can look at this book. It's here. It's called The Falling Raindrop. And I want to tell you that there's something that they gave us, these two gave us in the beginning of the book that we'll come back to. And it's right here. So it's at the beginning, and we'll come back to it. They wrote the book for Ryan and Laura. So it was a stormy day. Dark clouds gathered, the wind howled, lightning flashed, and thunder boomed. So lightning is what you see, and thunder is what you hear. As the storm rumbled and shook, something wonderful happened in the clouds. A raindrop was born. With a little gasp and a big smile, the raindrop began to fall. "I'm alive!" he shouted. "I'm alive!" And you can see on his face that he's so excited about being alive. He felt like he was flying as he whizzed down through the clouds. He was the happiest raindrop in the whole wide world. Then suddenly he had a terrible thought, that he was falling instead of flying. Now, flying and falling are two different things. Flying means you know where you're going, and falling means that you can't stop yourself from going. So he suddenly realized he's falling, or he believed that he thought that he might be. As he thought about falling, the raindrop's happiness vanished. He began to worry about crashing into a rock or a road or a field or a house. And so he fell, afraid of what might happen to him. He was no longer flying. He was only thinking about falling. He missed out on the fun of skimming through the clouds. He missed out on the joy of riding on the wind. And he missed out on the excitement of racing with other raindrops. He missed out on everything. Down, down, down he fell, sad, scared, and alone. Then he saw something glowing bright on the ground below. Can you see it? It was a roaring campfire, and the raindrop crashed right into it. For a few moments, nothing happened. Then a tiny cloud appeared. I wonder what that cloud is. And the little raindrop had become a wisp of steam. There it goes. He had become light and airy like all wisps of steam. He began rising. Whee! And as he rose, he knew he would join the clouds and become a raindrop once again. Now, before I read you the gift that they told us about, I want to tell you that crying is my dog, and what's happening is the dog isn't thinking, "Oh, wait a minute, I'm in here with people while a story is being read." He can only think about the dog that's outside that he wants to go see. So he's crying at the door to go outside because he wants to go see the dog. He doesn't even get along with that dog. He just wants to get to that dog. So let's go back to the beginning and read the part that is from Neil Johnson and Joel Chin. It says clouds are made of water vapor. When clouds get heavy, the water vapor falls as rain onto the warm earth. The warmth turns rain into steam, and as steam rises, it cools, becomes water vapor, and becomes part of a cloud again. I'm sorry. This is like the third time I've recorded it, so I'm not going to do it again, even though that was ringing. I just want to tell you that I push the sound of the phone out of my head. I push the sound of the crying dog out of my head because I need to tell you that if you start this story again, knowing that things are cyclical and that you can always go back to it, the dog will always get back outside to go see the dog next door. I will get up next time the phone rings to answer it so I don't have to worry about it. And this raindrop has to know that instead of only worrying about falling, the raindrop should enjoy the flight. Yay! Flying because he will go back up. The end.